Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 month, $90 for 6 month, or $180 for 12 month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Flowers die in 3 days. Matching underwear from MeUndies? That's a gift that lasts. MeUndies creates matching prints for couples and friends. Same adorable designs in different cuts for each of you. All made from their signature ultramodal fabric that feels impossibly soft. With 30 million pairs sold and 90,000 5-star reviews, MeUndies matching prints are the perfect gift. Valentine's Day is February 14th, so don't wait. Get exclusive deals up to 50% off at MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST. That's MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST.
On today's Smart 7, Trump doubles down on Greenland obsession, Ukraine struggles as Russia targets power grid, and much more. It's Tuesday, 20th of January. It's Penguin Awareness Day, and happy birthday, Gary Barlow.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Monday morning saw Donald Trump publicly link his two obsessions for the first time as the Prime Minister of Norway revealed an extraordinary letter he received through diplomatic channels. In it, the US president said that after Norway refused to give him the Nobel Peace Prize, his thoughts were no longer purely of peace, and so his attention has switched to the US needing complete and total control over Greenland. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer addressed the nation from Downing Street as the US president seems set on both breaking the NATO alliance and America's relationship with European allies. He was keen to try and avoid Trump's new Greenland-related tariffs.
A tariff war isn't in anybody's interests. And therefore, what I want to do is to avoid a tariff war because it will be businesses, workers and families across the country that will be hit.
Trump refused to rule out military action on Monday as he spoke to NBC and continued to blame Norway for his escalation. Lib Dem leader Sir Ed Davey thinks that Starmer is taking too soft an approach.
We've got to stand up to Donald Trump. He's a bully. What's at stake is very serious to our country. It would signal the end of NATO, which is the defence alliance that's kept our country safe for over 75 years.
Trump's Greenland obsession has delighted Russia, but there aren't too many other people happy with the topic, with polling suggesting that just 14% of Americans back the move. Most Americans want Trump to focus on the American economy, with 58% describing his first year back in the White House as a failure when it comes to the cost of living. The threat of military action against a NATO member has also caused concern at the United Nations as Trump pitches his new Board of Peace that seems designed to act as a mini UN run by Donald, which he's already invited Vladimir Putin to join. Secretary General Antonio Guterres had a warning for the US president.
There are those that believe that the power of law should be replaced by the law of power. There is a clear conviction that multilateral solutions are not relevant and that what matters is the exercise of the power and the influence of the United States.
China appear to be increasingly annoyed that they are getting dragged into the debate, with a foreign ministry spokesperson pointedly asking the US to exclude it from the narrative.
The international law based on the purposes and principles of the UN Charter is the foundation of the existing international order. It must be safeguarded. We urge the US side to stop using the so-called China threat.
One of the consequences of Donald Trump's shift of focus to Greenland has been utter misery for the population of Ukraine. Despite efforts to get a draft peace deal arranged before Christmas, the process has now stalled, with no sign of any progress with Russia President Putin. Without Trump's focus on Ukraine, Russia has continued night after night of attacks on Ukraine's energy grid as any pretense of peace goes out the window. Ukraine is hoping that this week's summit in Davos may see progress as Trump's envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are due to meet with a Russian delegation. Meanwhile, Czech PM Andrej Babis says that without the US president's direct involvement, things look grim.
But the question is now if it is probably too late, and of course Zelensky must be at the table, but without President Trump, the peace is practically impossible.
Reform have been busy poaching Tory MPs, including Nadim Zahawi, Andrew Rosendale and Robert Jenrick in the last week. But Tory leader Kemi Badenoch is fighting back, sending a letter to her remaining MPs, warning that people are trying to split the party from within. She cautioned against what she called psychodrama and intrigue, and met with party members on Monday to hammer the message home. She also referred to Robert Jenrick's firing and defection to Reform as a minor setback. Jenrick wasn't exactly covering himself in glory either, as he did his first Reform interview on Times Radio with Kate McCann and brusquely dismissed allegations of sexism in his attitude towards women.
You need to make up your mind quickly, because Reform is growing fast and you've got to get on board now so we can work together as a team in this very exciting mission now to create a proper alternative to this government.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, Djokovic makes history in Melbourne, and it's time for some epic boy band nostalgia. Right after this.
Flowers die in 3 days. Matching underwear from MeUndies, that's a gift that lasts. MeUndies creates matching prints for couples and friends. Same adorable designs in different cuts for each of you. All made from their signature ultramodal fabric that feels impossibly soft. With 30 million pairs sold and 90,000 5-star reviews, MeUndies matching prints are the perfect gift. Valentine's Day is February 14th, so don't wait. Get exclusive deals up to 50% off at MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST. That's MeUndies.com/ACAST. Code ACAST.
Youth mental health is a complex challenge that requires comprehensive solutions. We must strengthen after-school programs. We must make digital literacy tools available in our schools. We must work with mental health professionals to support children. And we must empower mentors, educators, and parents to keep kids happy. Learn more about our commitment to finding lasting solutions at empowerourfuturecoalition.com/solutions. Paid for by the Coalition to Empower Our Future.
Welcome back. This week, the Champions League and the Europa League return, but Monday night saw Brighton draw 1-1 with Bournemouth in the Premier League. The Australian Open tennis is underway down under, and there's been a fairly smooth path to the second round so far for most of the big names. Day 2 saw Iga Swiatek, Casper Ruud and Stan Wawrinka all progress, along with Coco Gauff and Daniil Medvedev, who finally broke a year-long Masters losing streak. All eyes were on living legend Novak Djokovic, who won his 100th match at the Australian Open with a straight sets victory over Pedro Martinez.
History making is a great motivation, particularly in the last, 5-10 years. Once I got myself in a position that I could, eventually create history, obviously I was even more inspired to play the best tennis, and that's what I've done.
We hadn't seen much of Jennifer Lawrence recently, but she's back with a bang in dark thriller Die My Love. She stars with Robert Pattinson, and her performance as a mother struggling with postpartum depression and psychosis got her a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress. She lost out to Ireland's Jessie Buckley, and J. Law was busy reminiscing with the Happy Sad Confused podcast about some other career losses. She says director Quentin Tarantino had lined her up for a role, but that then the internet got involved.
Tarantino's been chasing you. He wants you. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, didn't he want you?
Well, he did, and then everybody was like, she's not pretty enough to play Sharon Tate. And then they didn't. I'm pretty sure that happened. Or he just never was considering me for the part, and the internet just went out of their way to call me ugly.
If you're of a certain age, you may remember the day in 1996 when Take That split up. Fans were distraught, the Samaritans were overwhelmed, and this morning hosts Richard and Judy dedicated a full half hour to a phone-in with advice for worried parents. That was 30 years ago, and we've had a few different versions of Take That return since then, but if you're ready to look back at the glory days of 1990s Take That, then Netflix has just the thing for you. The 3-part series just called Take That drops this day next week.
We were young guys. We were travelling all around the world. It was all just crazy.
Do you not know that we've got better things to do? Let's go!
The more successful we became, the bigger the audience is. But it was also the beginning of the end for us as a band.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
AI is transforming customer service. It's real and it works. And with Finn, we've built the #1 AI agent for customer service. We're seeing lots of cases where it's solving up to 90% of real queries for real businesses. This includes the real-world complex stuff like issuing a refund or cancelling an order. And we also see it when Finn goes up against competitors. It's top of all the performance benchmarks, top of the G2 leaderboard, and if you're not happy, we'll refund you up to $1 million, which I think says it all. Check it out for yourself at fin.ai.
Youth mental health is a complex challenge that requires comprehensive solutions. We must strengthen after-school programs. We must make digital literacy tools available in our schools. We must work with mental health professionals to support children. And we must empower mentors, educators, and parents to keep kids happy. Learn more about our commitment to finding lasting solutions at empowerourfuturecoalition.com/solutions. Paid for by the Coalition to Empower Our Future.